am set mënuma gis dara lu la toppa
parce que seet naa ne dañu ñëw si yoon bii kafaatuloo kenn day lekk fii sax doo ko def.
Good evening from Banjul and welcome to the news at 8. We begin with the headlines. Gambian farmers and government officials dilate on constraints militating against the attainment of targets identified by the agriculture sector at their first ever national conference. The Trade Ministry moves to assure the public of the availability of enough basic commodities in the lead up to and during the month of Ramadan. Officials in the Eurozone brace up for a possible break up to the financial union as Greeks prepare to return to polling booths. And the International Labour Organization reports that nearly 21 million people are trapped into jobs. This and other stories coming ahead in the news. I am Fatou Kamara. Well, thank you for joining us. The President has received a message from one Bakari B. Dabo of Bakau New Town, and it reads, on the occasion of your 47th birthday celebration, kindly offer me the opportunity to congratulate you and your family, the government, and the people of the Gambia as we reflect on this special day in the annals of our history. It has been 18 years of meaningful socio-economic development spanning all sectors since the advent of the Second Republic. The country has recorded growth in health, infrastructure, education, roads, agriculture, sports, etc. Under Your Excellency's visionary and dynamic leadership, education at all levels has received and continues to receive a big boost, thereby preparing present and future generations for the challenges that lie ahead. The objectives and goals attached to the program for accelerated growth and employment is indeed a step in the right direction. I pray that God shower His infinite blessings, wisdom, long life, and good health on Your Excellency, your family, and the people of the Gambia. It ends. A national conference of farmers Monday opened in Janjanbureh, Sierra, bringing together government officials, the NGO community, donor agencies, and farmer representatives for 2 days of dialogue with special focus on the agriculture sector. It strengthens weaknesses and challenges. Modu Jallow attended the conference and reports the conference was well attended, signaling renewed commitment to a sector that employs almost 80% of the population.
After weeks of intense preparations, the much talked about National Farmers Conference kicked off Monday at the main hall of the Regional Education Directorate in Janjanbureh. The conference attracted high-profile government officials, the NGO community, donor agencies, regional and local government authorities, as well as hundreds of farmer representatives drawn from the length and breadth of the country. This National Farmers Conference is the first of its kind in the history of the country. Organized by the Gambia government with support from development partners, the conference seeks to create a platform for national dialogue to understand the successes, constraints, and challenges facing farmers and the wider agricultural sector in order to chart a way forward and put in place the proper mechanisms and policies to surmount these challenges and sustain the gains. Therefore, the conference could not have come at a better time, given the fact that many farmers are facing food crisis and the country is just preparing for the rainy season. The mood among the farmers was that of high expectations, as they had come face to face with policymakers and donors eager to hear their problems and challenges. The first day was slightly dominated by statements, with officials taking turns to reiterate their commitment to the agricultural sector, particularly improving the lives and livelihoods of local farmers. The country director of the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, Dr. Baba Gana Ahmadu, whose organization is also funding the event, said the conference heralds a new era of participatory development, as it will create a platform for interaction and dialogue towards a sustainable agricultural sector.
A very important cross-cutting principle being applied is the step-up action on participatory involvement in the development of the sector. The initiative taken by the government, conception of the logical framework and dynamism that has accompanied the arrangements to hold this conference are clear demonstrations of the commitment of the government to the widest level of participatory development in the sector, possibly unparalleled to any sector in this country.
Jenaba Nyangjaya of Action Aid, the Gambia, said farmers constitute the largest percentage of the population and therefore have the potential to eliminate poverty and raise standards of living.
This sector is also recognized as the major producer or the major productive source from which to increase income and employment of the people in the short to medium term, exports and food security at household level, all of which are measurable determinants of economic development and prosperity.
Speaking on behalf of the regional governors, Lamin Sane of the West Coast region hailed the conference as timely as it seeks to give a voice to farmers. Representatives of farmer organizations also welcomed the conference, saying it has put farmers on a new pedestal by actively engaging them in the development process. The Minister of Agriculture, Solomon Owens, acknowledged that the agriculture and natural resources sector possesses great potentials, but is mostly underexploited, producing only half of the national food requirement, which lasts merely half a year.
The sector is not resilient enough to withstand shocks from commodity markets such as soaring prices of food and essential inputs, or occurrences of negative agroclimatic conditions such as irregular rains and sudden droughts, even though improved technologies for sustainable increased production and productivity are available in the country. The sector does not compete well against cheap competitive imports, including rice, vegetables, poultry, fish, and livestock.
The conference, he said, will therefore try to find answers to these problems by engaging farmers through wide consultations on how to raise performance.
Participation and commitment in the development, implementation, and monitoring of support frameworks in the sector. And we are going to put in place, in a participatory way, measures through which to achieve a desirable and sustainable change in the efficiency and performance of farmers and their institutions in the NR sector.
The Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Lamin Jabate, delivering a statement on behalf of the Vice President, underlined the importance government attaches to the agri sector. He said that there cannot be any meaningful development without agriculture, thus identifying this conference as one of several initiatives undertaken to improve agriculture in the country. This statement effectively opened the two-day conference, while participants retreated into regional consultations and presentations of reports by the 6 regions. Mamadou Diallo, GRTS.
Taiwanese President Ma Ying-jeou has donated 7 bulls and 5 camels to the Jammeh Foundation for Peace. The animals were handed over to officials of the beneficiary institution by Samuel Chan, the Taiwanese ambassador to the Gambia. Babukar Kamara was there and he now tells us more.
Scenes at Bruford Lower Basic School during a march past held in commemoration of World No Tobacco Day. Most of these students, members of the school's anti-tobacco and drug club, one of the winners of this year's WHO World No Tobacco Award, are shouting, "No tobacco, no suicide," obviously trying to liken the effects of smoking to suicide. The Gambia has a good track record of winning the WHO World No Tobacco Award, but this is the first time that a school is involved. So as you may expect, educationists, among them head teachers and cluster monitors, turned out in their numbers to witness the event. Speaking at the program, Sajo Gassama, the headmistress of Bruford Lower Basic School, drew the attention of her colleagues to the dangers associated with tobacco, noting that the money spent on tobacco could have been diverted to address other more important basic needs. Idrissa Samba Sala, former National Assembly member who put up the private members' bill that ultimately outlawed public smoking in the Gambia, is the coordinator of the Bruford Lower Basic School's anti-tobacco and drug club. Mr. Sala, also a one-time winner of the WHO World No Tobacco Award, highlights some of the achievements of his club.
The school has been voluntarily declared a tobacco-free school. We cannot use tobacco in the school. 2, the slogan "No Smoking" is written on many walls to remind the staff and students. You can see it if you go around. You will see everywhere it's written "No Smoking." And the slogan also "No Smoking" is drawn everywhere. An open area has been designated for smokers, that is at the garden or at the toilet, and gradually they will withdraw.
The presence of the anti-tobacco club in Bruford has raised to a great standard the students' consciousness of the dangers of smoking. Evidence of that was demonstrated in the form of a speech and drama.
Those of you who smokes, please, my advice for you is to stop smoking as quickly as possible. before it is too late.